You're caught in a Norwegian storm. The temperature is dropping fast, your clothes are soaked, and that $500 tent you trusted. The 40 miles per hour wind just snapped a pole. You have 60 minutes until total darkness. Hypothermia is just around the corner. But the Vikings? They survived far worse with nothing but an axe and what the forest provided. In the next few minutes, I'll show you exactly how they built a stormproof A-frame shelter in under 60 minutes using only their ancient practical wisdom. And stick with me, because at the 4-minute mark, I'll reveal the one critical mistake that makes 99% of modern bushcraft shelters fail in heavy rain. A mistake the Vikings solved 1,000 years ago. The Viking scout didn't panic. He followed 3 rules that separate survival from death. Rule number 1, elevated ground. Water flows downhill. Build low, wake up in a pond. Rule number 2, natural windbreak. He finds a dense spruce facing the north wind, the Vindaga, the coldest killer. But he's not just blocking wind, he's positioning. His shelter entrance faces away, letting him build his fire pit at the opening. The wind creates a draft, pulling smoke out, not in. It's an active ventilation system. Rule number 3, material proximity, everything within 50 feet. He spots spruce, pine, and his waterproof membrane, birch. Here's where the 60-minute clock starts. The Viking gathered 4 materials in this exact order. Material number 1, structural poles. First, 2 10-foot support poles and 1 12-foot ridge pole. Spruce or pine. They must be the thickness of his wrist. Modern tents use aluminum, which is a powerful thermal conductor. It literally sucks the heat out of your shelter. This wood, however, insulates. Material number 2, crossbeams. Next, 8 crossbeams, each 6 feet long. Why 6 feet? It's not random. That's the length of a Viking's body, plus the fire pit distance. These create your roof frame at a 45-degree angle, steeper than modern tents. Rain and snow slide off instantly. Material number 3, birch bark. Now the Viking's Gore-Tex. He finds a mature birch and peels large sheets of bark. And here's the hack. This wasn't luck. A Viking scout knew that large, pliable sheets of birch bark can only be harvested in the spring. This proves he didn't find this material by chance. He planned for it. He likely carried a roll of this Viking Gore-Tex with him as a life insurance policy, harvested months in advance. Material number 4, spruce boughs. Finally, insulation. He cuts armloads of boughs from the lower branches of spruce trees. These will trap air, creating a thermal barrier, but their job is also to support the final heavy layer. Now the assembly. The A-frame design is pure genius. The 2 support poles lock against the ridge pole. There are no ropes, no stakes, just physics. The weight of the roof itself holds everything in place. The crossbeams are lashed at a 45-degree angle. And here is the critical mistake I promised you. Most people build their shelter roof too flat, like a modern tent. The first heavy rain or snow pools on top, the weight builds, and the entire structure collapses. The Viking knew this. The steep 45-degree angle means rain and snow slide off instantly. But the genius of this angle is twofold. Yes, it sheds rain, but it also creates perfect geometry to reflect heat. Inside, the Viking lays a thick bed of pine boughs, at least a foot deep. This isn't comfort, it's survival. The boughs trap thousands of air pockets, lifting his body off the frozen ground. Sleeping directly on snow, even in a shelter, is fatal. Now the system is complete. The back wall, built at this same steep angle, acts like a parabolic mirror. Radiant heat from the fire pit at the entrance hits the back wall and bounces directly onto the Viking, sleeping on his forest mattress. It's an aerodynamic shield from the outside and a thermal radiator on the inside. The birch bark sheets go on like roof shingles, bottom to top, overlapping upward. Water flows down but never penetrates. The spruce boughs are packed into the gaps, followed by a thick layer of turf or moss. This isn't just insulation, it's a heavy, soundproof blanket. Here's the moment of truth. The storm hits. The 40-mile-per-hour wind that shredded the modern tent. It hits the Viking shelter and flows right over it. The A-frame doesn't budge. The 45-degree angle redirects the wind. The outside temperature is freezing. Inside, a comfortable 60 degrees Fahrenheit while the storm rages. So, while you're shivering in your collapsed $500 tent, trying to get a signal, the Viking is already warm, dry, and resting by a fire. This 60-minute shelter, built with zero cost, offers the same protection, all from pure knowledge. The Vikings survived the North Atlantic not because they were tough, but because they were smarter. They were practical engineers who understood physics, thermodynamics, and aerodynamics, even without those words. It's the complete system: location, materials, geometry, insulation. This is the wisdom we've forgotten. If you want to master more of this ancient practical wisdom, their fire-starting techniques, their navigation hacks, their lost engineering secrets, subscribe to Nordic Lawkeeper. We bring it back to life every week. Skål.